This is a TSWN special movie review presentation.
Hey, everybody, welcome to an all new movie review special presentation. I am Anthony Sterling, aka your friendly neighborhood super Negro. And joining me once again, my compatriots, my comrades, my geeks in arms, my nerds in arms, I guess. Yeah, nerds can fight too, are the buddies from the Geek Table Talk. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Christopher McNabb and Mr. David Welter.
Yeah. Put them up. Shang-Chi time.
Yes, it's time to rumble. Throw their bowls or your fists. We are doing fisticuffs in this review because this time we are reviewing the 2021 Marvel Studios Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Woo! Martial arts mayhem ensues.
Not one, not two,
not
not three,
but 10 of them babies. It's Shang-Chi. And yes, the movie does give you silly Americans and Westerners a little pronunciation of how it's supposed to be, because yes, this is based on the 1970s comic, Marvel comic, mind you, Shang-Chi, the Master of Kung Fu, which came out, I believe, in 1973 during the height of the martial arts film craze in America.
I would say it was a big time for, martial arts and all that.
Yeah.
So, of course, we got to get this comics going.
Exactly. We got to jump on it. We got to make that money, jump on that. That was Marvel back in the day. Marvel loved to ride the wave of different trends. So they ran with the blaxploitation movie run when they brought out Luke Cage.
I was about to say, Power Man
himself. Then martial arts film craze kicked in when Enter the Dragon became the #1 box office hit in America, I believe. Yeah, back in 73, 74.
Which, different subject, but God, I love that movie.
That movie is still the shit.
Anyway.
That movie is still the shit. Which, ladies and gentlemen, there is a connection between Enter the Dragon and Shang-Chi, The Legend of the Ten Rings. I will let you know later in this review. So this came out, we already did the connection to the film, but my only thing about the comic was it was based on martial arts films, but the main character looked Native American. It was a bad time for
if you go back and look at some of the pics,
the representation
versus now, it's like
right, it was not good. Ladies and gentlemen, that representation was not good at all, and you would not be happy about it, especially if you were Asian. So now we're in a new generation, we're in a new century, and hopefully the representation is a hell of a lot better. And that's what we're going to talk about in this here review of Shang-Chi and the Legend.
Actually from China.
That's another thing. If it's still banned in China, don't know if it premiered. I think it did. I'm keeping my fingers crossed because, in this review, you'll know why. But it is not Shang-Chi. It is Shang-Chi, which, hey, you learn something new every day.
It's important to the story too.
It's very important to the story, and it had a little comical twist to it as well. So let's get into the super quick synopsis, because this is only 2 lines. The movie centers around Shang-Chi, who is forced to confront his past after being drawn into the Ten Rings organization. This here 2021 film stars Simu Liu as Shang-Chi, Awkwafina as Katie. She is not Nora from Queens here. She is Katie from San Francisco. The amazing Tony Leung. I hope I'm saying it. I think it's Leung. Tony Leung. Mingzer Zhang. I hope I'm saying y'all names right. Don't come after me. Fela Chin. The beautiful and amazing Michelle Yeoh. And that was I'm in love with Michelle Yeoh. Y'all got to understand, man. This is one of my biggest crushes. She's babe alert.
Where's the alarm?
Yes. Hua Yuan, who is the connection to Enter the Dragon. He was one of the stuntmen that did the backflip for Bruce Lee when he was fighting O'Halloran in the awesome fight scene in the competition. And Florian, oh man, I might butcher his name too. Montual as Razor Fist. Razor Fist is in it, ladies and gentlemen. If you read the Shang-Chi comics back in the day, you know who Razor Fist is.
He's got a fist. It's a razor. It's all.
And in the comic, he had 2 Razor Fists.
This time, just singular. No plural.
They went with 1, so thank goodness. And also, we got a quick appearance by Benedict Wong as Wong, for those who love Doctor Strange, and Ronnie Chang. Ronnie Chang played John in a really awesome appearance. So
I say it was a good appearance.
Yes, it was. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to review this movie. We are going to tell you the good, the bad, and the actually awesome parts, because there really was some awesome parts, and some of the fun Easter eggs. Woo! That you may want to know about. I think you want to know about. So we're going to start this off with, what would you want to start off with? Should we go with the bad first or the good first?
You know what? Look, it's always good to throw down the bad first. Get it out of the way.
Okay. Here we go. Let's start off with the bad parts of this movie, because this movie is not flawless, but I'm gonna let Chris go first. Chris, what were the bad feelings about Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings?
Well, before I start with that, I'm just gonna say that this is the best Final Fantasy movie ever made. I mean, they got a storyline about a character fulfilling his destiny. They got the classic soundtrack. They got summon battles. Barrett's in the movie, even though he don't have a gun, but he has a sword for an arm. The Shinra Corporation.
So that's the Ten Rings? 10 Rings of Shinra? Okay.
Prequel to Final Fantasy 7.
Before Barrett got a truly high dark tan.
Free update.
Gotcha.
Honestly, the bad, I guess, would be it's very CGI heavy. And that might turn some people off. For me, it didn't bother me at all. But if some people don't like too much CGI, there is a lot of it, especially at the end. I can't say it's really slow in places. It was kind of steady for me. That's about it for me. I mean, there wasn't too many bads. I was enjoyed the whole movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if the only, and really that's I'm kind of on the same page. The only kind of bad for me was, I don't know. I'm not always a huge fan of when, and I know why we use it. When they're going, I'm trying to word this in a way. Near the end, it was just a little too CGI heavy. Let's just keep it at that. I think that was the bad for me. But other than that, that was pretty much it for the real bad for me.
Right. Well, I guess we're all in agreement, because for me, it was the CG heavy end. And I think now we are at the point where Marvel depends on it a lot more than they really have to.
They really have been lately,
Yeah, and I think, in all honesty, it is because where they're going. Because this movie is the first true Phase 4 film. I know folks will say, no, it's Black Widow. No, Black Widow is a remnant of Phase 1 through 3.
Correct.
This is the first true Phase 4 film. The first true introduction of a new Phase 4 hero in Shang-Chi. And the CG really at the end, y'all, is the only thing that it was too much, but I understand it, because of what they did. So it was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. And I don't want to hear any, you're okay if Tony them were fighting aliens and blah, 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 but you don't. No, it's not. That's not it. The incorporation of it was cool, but there was just so much of it. And the one scene I compare it to is the final battle in Black Panther, where, the rhinos come in, but in Shang-Chi, it fit a little bit more because it was composited better. The color schemes were better. You know,
I'll agree with that. Yeah.
You know, in Black Panther, him fighting the Rhino, while was dope and came from the comic books, it didn't feel right. And then the final battle between T'Challa and Killmonger was a little too highly hardcore CG. So that's why I'm like, okay, cool. But yeah, it was just the CG at the end, and that's really the only downside to this movie, because now we could just segue into this good, because
and like Chris said, it's like, it's not that I was like, oh god, I hate this, you know. It was just, man, it was just real heavy at the end.
But
you chill out a little bit, guys.
Bring it down a little bit. And this was Marvel's way in the end game of it. It was their way of saying, you guys, we know how we could to make a really good Dragon Ball Z movie. Great Dragon Ball movie. We're showing you.
If you watch this flick and you see that, it's like, whoa, it can be done.
It can
Evolution
be done.
Can be erased from your mind.
Exactly.
That, or if you played Final Fantasy 15 and you ever summoned anything in that game.
Yeah, there you go.
That
can be done.
It's a summon film. It's a summoning film. There's the blueprint. Marvel just showed the world you can do a Final Fantasy live action film and a Dragon Ball live action film and be respectable about it too.
Yep.
So
maybe even a good Airbender.
Exactly.
You
hear that, M. Night Shyamalan?
Yeah, come on, Manite.
Come on, bruh. Get it together. You ain't claiming Philly no more. You've been ostracized. You are not a Philadelphian anymore. So with the bad, we're going to talk about the good. And for me, it's a lot of good, because Shang-Chi was a damn good movie. It, for me, brought forth all the things I love in martial arts films, from the Shaw Brothers films to Golden Harvest to all the films that came out in the 90s, early 2000s. One film in particular is definitely, I know it's American made, but Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, especially in that first, Mandarin origin.
Yes.
Was very beautifully shot. Was the choreography was amazing. The wire fu or the wire work.
I thought about that, like exactly like what you were saying. Like whenever that scene kind of in the beginning was going on, it's like, whoa, I'm getting the vibes from Crouching Tiger.
Even with the Chinese language, I mean, they all speak in Chinese. So
So
that like getting awesome. Hardcore vibe. It was cool.
That was truly awesome. You're going to learn a language. You're going to understand. Yes, there are subtitles, ladies and gentlemen, but we are, I guess, looking from the outside in to their world. So that's what I really liked about it. Like I said, I said martial arts, all of that, everything that I loved in the martial arts film, I thought they did pretty damn well. But what they also did well was not making Awkwafina nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
I was totally happy with Awkwafina as Katie. I've always said she's a cute person. She's a cute, she reminds me of Zoe Deschanel in her awkwardness. But sometimes her awkwardness can be kind of get on my nerves sometimes. But in here, it just flowed perfectly, and I think it was because the chemistry between her and Simu Liu, who played Shang-Chi. I thought that was really good friendship and chemistry on screen.
Yeah, because a lot of times, I'm sorry, continue, Chris.
I was thinking of Kat Dennings from like Thor, how she played the little
Darcy.
Yeah, the comedy sidekick.
Mm-hmm. You shall go, Dave.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I was just
Sorry, Dave.
I didn't want to be that guy. But no, she was very good, and like sometimes with these kind of, I don't want to say sidekick characters, but like some of these, like their partner characters and whatnot, they'll just like, they're there, they'll go on and like, haha, we're bringing this awkward comedy nonstop.
Right.
It wasn't a lot of that, thankfully, because sometimes they lean a little too heavily into that in some movies. And it's like, all right, man, let's shut up, man, let's go.
Right. and she held her own.
Yes.
You know, in the first half of the movie, you know, she brought her comedy, she brought her awkwardness, but she really did bring, you know, held her own. And she was, to me, a fully fleshed out character.
Correct.
You know, when you saw her home life with her mom and her grandmother, and her brother was hilarious.
And then how it like kind of progressed, you know,
Yeah.
through the film and everything. Like, yeah,
And
like
and
I liked your character.
and the whole question which is the main theme of this movie is, who are you? That's the question that needs to be answered. So who are you, Katie? Who are you, Shang-Chi? Even his sister, who are you, Ji? Like, who are you? And it's a typical origin film, but it didn't have, to me, all the typical origin film trappings. You know, I love how they use flashbacks. And in all honesty, the best origin in this whole movie is Papa. It is the man.
Oh yeah,
That origin is the shit.
Was very cool, man. Him just tearing it up through the ages.
Oh man. Like, and everyone, you must respect the awesomeness of Tony Leung. I hope I'm saying his name, because he deserves the respect, as Whoop Win Whoop, aka the Mandarin, aka Papa gonna whoop your ass.
AKA the man with the 10 rings who's gonna slap you around.
Oh my goodness.
This man was hardcore.
AKA I lived 10 of your lifetimes.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, when he told that to old boy, you know, hush up, young man, little man, I'm like, whoop.
Yeah, this guy is this ancient looking guy.
Yeah.
Just shut up, young man.
If he'd have called him little boy, I'd have walked out that theater. I'd have been like, all right, this movie ends here. This is the greatest moment in all film history. We're done. But he is such an amazing actor. If you don't know who he is, please, ladies and gentlemen, go on IMDb, free advertisement, learn about him, because the first movie I was introduced to his awesomeness is the John Woo film Hard Boiled. Every time I seen him after that, I would not call him by his name he was born under. I would call him Alan, because that was his name in the movie.
Wasn't he also in stuff like Hero and stuff like that too, like Jet Li and everything?
Yep, he's been everywhere. And what's so cool about him, as well as Michelle Yeoh, they are like chameleons in Asian film and in film period. They can play in comedies, they can play in dramas, which is their man. If you ever watch any of the dramas that they're in, they are fucking amazing. They can do action films, they could do martial arts films. They are two of the most well-rounded actors, you know, that's out there today. You know, fight me on that, you're gonna lose. But just seeing the way he command himself on screen, scenes where he didn't even talk, he was a force.
I say you knew he was the man. Like,
oh yeah, because like even in the beginning, like when they showed, you know, and they give this beautiful narration on his, you know, quest for power, and it's the scene where he's just sitting on his throne, stone faced, and he's got his arm up like,
yeah, don't mess with this guy.
No.
Or when it's army versus army, and he's just like, F it, I'm going by myself.
Oh yeah, this dude's just like, oh, I'm the leader of this one, I'm going.
And everybody's just looking at him like, oh, he's a fool. He's gonna get his ass kicked. No, sir. I got rings. I got them things on me, you know. And the fact that the 10 rings, if you're a comic book fan and you remember the Mandarin from Iron Man, they were actual rings on his finger, and each ring possessed a certain power, which also was a housing for a cosmic or celestial being. Okay, comic books, ladies and gentlemen. They changed that whole dynamic of those rings. And what I love is that they truly incorporated it into the martial arts folklore and style and training with the iron strength bracelets that, you know, martial artists use to strengthen their cool, arms.
Man, like each one, you know, the 5 rings and everything.
Yeah, it was dope as hell.
And if you think this if you're wondering if this connects to Iron Man 3, I'm just gonna say it does.
Oh, it connects to Iron Man, the whole Iron Man series.
That's
really.
what I was say, technically, because number one, 10 rings took him and everything.
Yep.
They addressed the whole thing.
And I'm so glad that Marvel, people will say, well, Marvel just backtracked from what they did to Iron Man 3 and how they ruined the Mandarin. Shut up. Just shut your face. Because I'm telling you, I still love what they did with the Mandarin in Iron Man 3.
Dude, the Ben Kingsley Mandarin thing was like the biggest, most awesome troll. I love it.
Yeah. And the beauty of it is the way they explain it in Shang-Chi, they nailed it. Like, bam. Just the fact when he tells them, Americans were scared of a fruit, of an orange. I just bust out laughing. I was like, that's perfect, because it plays on our so-called those xenophobic fears of outsiders, especially during World War II, when I have to say it was kind of warranted, but also at the same time it was also kind of shitty on how they looked at East Asia, with the way they drew people, like the days of you read the stories of Fu Manchu, how he was represented. Hell, the Mandarin, as much as the Mandarin, has changed over the years, in the first comic books, it was a very racist caricature of an Asian.
I was going to say,
so the fact that Wen Wu was able to just say, look here, y'all full of shit, and y'all are so fearful that Aldrich Killian used a chicken dish to scare the shit out of you. Has to say something about you.
It speaks volumes, man.
Oh yeah, it was perfect. But one more thing with him, and please, if y'all want to elaborate, jump on it, because he was this movie. Tony Leung was this movie. The way he told Katie, like when Katie was just stuffing her face, and once again I say Awkwafina, cute, awkward, it just worked in this movie. When he asked her, what is your Chinese name? And she just went, oh.
He just kind of stops like, oh God.
Katie. And I think she did say it. She said, what her Chinese name is, and he just breaks it down about, having one's name is to keep its history, one's history, and a lot of times, and there are some people who come into America in order to assimilate in America, will take Western names. We live in Louisiana. We had a governor that did it. Bobby Jindal. His real name is Payush. He is Indian, but in order to assimilate, a lot of immigrants took English names. Hi, my name's Peter. Okay, you can have that. Hell, my ancestors, their names wasn't Anthony. They weren't John, David, Zebekiah, none of that shit. Now that was by force.
Zebekiah,
Jedediah, whatever.
But no, yeah. I mean, it's true though. I mean, a lot of these, excuse me, a lot of different nationalities. Yeah, they kind of, like you said, to fit in, assimilate everything. They come in and either are changed or force a change or whatever to be a part of this thing we got going.
Right. And it was also a learning experience for both Katie and Shang too, because you remember in the beginning at Katie's house, Katie's grandmother, when Shang said, move, that's for my husband, step back and things like that. And you kind of see the generational differences where Katie's grandmother, old school, from the old country, if you want to say that. Katie's mom is in the middle of, I have old school traditions, but I'm also
and then you got her and her brother,
just pure American lays, like laziness.
I don't want to go help out, man.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like the grandma and his dad just had problems of letting go.
Right. Well, and the thing is that sometimes letting go is not good. Like I said, when he told Katie, you need to remember your heritage. There's nothing wrong with that. Keep pride in it. Teach those who are coming after you. Nothing's wrong with becoming American, but you should also remember where you come from.
Yeah, you're the sum of everybody that came before you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and that's why, like, even with the mom, when she called the mom, she's like, you're American, kind of like you were born here, but the mom is only one generation. She's probably a firstborn American.
That's what I say, a product of a different generation with
exactly.
that, because like when you kind of come from like you were saying, that first generation, you're still a little bit more close,
right,
to your family that came and everything, or rather not close, rather more close to that heritage, history, and everything. Let's put it that way,
right. Because even her brother was like, I don't want to go help them.
Yeah, straight up, they were both just like, what? Come on, dude. Like, look, man, I'm cool with being a valet, man. Shit,
exactly. And that was one of the coolest things. Shang-Chi is more connected to Peter Parker than he'll ever be connected to Tony Stark. He is an everyman. Okay, an everyman that could whoop your ass in any kind of martial arts you'll ever think of.
Regardless, though, no, you are right. He's definitely an everyman kind of guy.
Yeah. And that was so cool to see. It's not, the everyman is not always white. The everyman can be black, Asian, Indian, whatever.
I say this is a dude I would hang out with, man.
Exactly. They love karaoke. They love getting drunk. They were typical. They were American. They were truly American.
Rides the bus.
Broke as hell.
Shit.
No money.
I don't blame him in San Francisco, man.
Man, you don't want to own a car. So it was refreshing to see that a hero wasn't a king, wasn't this genius, wasn't a god. It was just a normal person. Just a regular everyday schmo. Yes, his father was this leader of this international crime syndicate.
And then leader of his crime syndicate, also had
over 1,000 years old.
some insane artifacts that
but he didn't own them. So he was an everyman. He was an everyday regular Joe Schmo, who once again could kick your ass.
Oh yeah.
And since I say kicking ass, let's talk about the fight scenes in this movie.
I was gonna say kicking, like same thing with that. But speaking of kicking ass, dude, it got into it real quick too.
Yes,
like
they did.
They weren't playing around.
I thought we were gonna get this maybe 30 minutes in or getting close to the second act, but they were like, no
playing around.
I
was on board with it.
Oh yeah, I think they went up to Kevin Feige and said, hey, how about we just move some of the martial arts into the second and third act, like really pump it up. And Kevin Feige turned into that Bugs Bunny meme. No. No.
I like Infinity War. It starts off with let's go.
Yeah Off the jump, we're gonna get to the origin. You'll see, which once again I say was really well done with flashbacks. But
I just say I kind of like how they did it. It's like it starts off real badass too, with Wenwu, his father, and everything, and then like slows it down, because you got to get the story on our main man now,
right?
A little bit,
right,
and then just jumps back in.
And
that action, let's go, man.
What I really, really enjoyed was one. We got to give a huge shout out to Brad Allen, who was the stunt coordinator and second unit director, who sadly passed away this year. He lived to do this movie, and I think his last full film that he did stunt coordination and choreography for is The Kingsman, which will be coming out I think later this year or early 2022. He is from the school of Jackie Chan. He was a protege of Jackie Chan. He was a part of Jackie Chan's stunt team. And boy, does it show, because that bus scene that scaffolding scene,
Yeah.
pure channery. And that's not a bad thing. It had a little lighthearted comedy in his movements, the use of his environment. It was just so badass. You fought a big white dude with a blade
with a
face.
freaking
You know, it was
exactly,
so,
the Barrett.
Yeah, it was so badass. I mean, just the introduction to Shang-Chi as his title, the Master of Kung Fu.
And I say, wow. It's funny because, like, they're sitting on a bus chilling. Katie looks over like, what the
who are you?
I like your
Wait a minute.
Give it to me.
When
did you become a badass?
Yeah, like, dude, I saved you from an ass whipping. And I'm just gonna hurry up and rewind back. The storytelling between Shang and Katie with their two friends at the restaurant or the bar, that is just pure humor, pure delight. Great storytelling, mind you. But it just goes to show you they're just typical regular people.
The everyman,
The everyman, every woman who just got thrown into an extraordinary event. And it just so happened that every man can kick everyone's ass. It's a growing piece. We're also gonna talk about, we're still gonna talk about the good, because the good definitely outweighs the bad. The Easter eggs in this movie were really damn good.
Yeah.
If you've seen the trailer, we all know the huge Easter egg or the huge reveal. Wong.
Yep.
And Abomination.
Yep.
Who we have not seen since the 2008 Incredible Hulk film with Ed Norton.
Which speaking of Abomination was looking good, man.
He was looking
like
close
what they
to
did
comics.
to him. Yeah.
He looked extremely like the comics. And he had his little gaucho shorts. Which
Yep.
Good job, guys. Good job. Y'all did a great job. He had the ear fins.
Yeah.
He had the big fins in the back. So
yep.
Marvel's not playing. We're going as close to comic book as possible. No leather spandex, no black leather.
Since we all know, with the Wong and Abomination, hey, that was a pretty neat little fight scene thrown in there, him and Wong.
I still love the way Wong put him on his ass.
Oh yeah, it was great.
Oh, we not pulling punches? Okay. Bam, game over. But what was really cool that I had to go, I'll be honest, I had to go and watch my Easter egg videos and things like that. I saw it, but I didn't recognize it. It was two things I saw, and I just didn't put two and two together. While they're walking through the Golden Daggers fight club, which is part of Shang-Chi, it was one of, once again, Fu Manchu's little hideouts and parts of his evil empire. There were two people fighting in one of the fights, and it was a young lady and a dude that was glowing orange.
Yeah, one of them had like the extremis.
The extremis. So that was your Iron Man 3 connection again. But if you pay attention to the woman he was fighting, she is a stunt actor. She's also a Black Widow. She's a part of the Widow program.
That's kind of what I thought, but I couldn't put my finger. I was like, am I seeing things? Am I?
If you look at her belt buckle, it's really quick, y'all. If you look at it, there's the Black Widow symbol, the Red Widow symbol. And yes, she was in the Black Widow movie. And while that took place in phase 3, technically, it is a time jump. So she is now doing illegal super fights, making money.
What a time to be alive!
Exactly.
This movie had characters from like 3 or 4 other Marvel movies. It seems.
Yeah. They pulled they bringing everybody back, and that's the beauty about if you're part of the MCU. If they didn't kill your character, somewhere down the line,
you'll probably appear somewhere.
Yeah, you're coming back. Did you even think Tim Roth was sitting there going, man, I wonder when I'll play Abomination again? I don't think so.
Well, especially since
he didn't
we
really
know the history with the Hulk too, the movies and everything.
Yeah. So, and my question is, where was Wong taking him?
That's a real good question.
That's a question, because I think, one of the videos I watch on New Rock Stars, they were saying it was probably the raft that they were bringing him back to. But then when I saw it, I thought about you'd have to go way back into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. first season, where I think it was Coulson or some other high-ranking agent in S.H.I.E.L.D. told this I guess this schlub, by screwing up, basically, you keep it up, we're gonna send you to the Arctic, where Blonsky is, which is where the Vault in the MCU, I guess, is now in the Arctic. So I was like, I wonder if that's the Vault instead of the Raft, because the Vault is where they used to put all the superpowered criminals along with the Raft. But still, the Vault was one of the coolest places because you could not escape that. So that was one thing I was kind of thinking about.
I thought it was like outside, wasn't it? Outside and snowing or something?
Yeah, I mean, it could have been the Sanctum Sanctorum.
Yeah.
And if it was snowing,
it's hard to say, yeah, because I mean, we saw the spider trailer, so it could have been that.
Maybe Wong has started a rehab for supervillains.
Well, that's the saying too, because right after the fight, they were just chilling, like, all right, dog,
he's like, okay, so you know how to do those punches like I showed you, right? And he's like,
abomination.
Fine, whatever. So I thought those were cool Easter eggs. That was a great way to reintroduce Abomination, although it was short. But once again, this movie is truly about who are you? It is about family. It is truly a family movie, because the beginning, when we see the origin of the Mandarin, and it goes into this beautifully shot, beautifully choreographed scenes of, Wen Wu and Shang and Zi's mother, the first time they met, which is 100% old school martial arts film, where the two lovers are, we're bitter enemies, but then in the fight we find we have similarities and we are in love, so and the man gave up his 10 rings. You got to give him props for that. He tried.
I just say, man, he did. He put him down,
he tried,
shut him down.
But as quickly as he thought, you know what, I'm a good dude, life comes back and said, nah, you're not.
Life bites you in the ass, and he's like, all right, I'm accessorizing again.
Oh yeah, time to bite back. I gotta get these bangles on and start whipping ass. And boy, oh boy, does he.
Cool.
Now, I just want to talk about, I know I said it earlier, I just want to hurry up and give that quick I already did, so we can move on. I was gonna do the Enter the Dragon connection, but we've already done that. So we are going to continue on with Chris. On The Good, do you have any more to add on The Good? Is there anything else?
Fight scenes were top notch. The story was decent. I agree. It's just like who you are, and it's also about which path are you going to take with it. You got to do something with your life. You can't just procrastinate your whole life. So which path are you going to follow?
Right.
That's
the quote. I guess, who is it? Master Guangbo.
Yeah.
You aim at nothing, you hit nothing.
That was a great quote in the movie.
That was a damn great quote. That hit the nail on the head. That inspired me to finally just say, man, why the hell am I working where I'm working? I'm not saying I'm quitting right then and there, but sooner or later I'm gonna sling that arrow and it's gonna hit something. That was a really, really beautiful quote. That's life. You aim at nothing, you hit nothing. I was like, damn. Okay.
But yeah, man, it was.
Sorry, dude.
Oh no, I was gonna say, like, just kind of elaborating, like, man, it's, it was not only for him but his sister, like, both, just finding your way and everything.
Yeah.
And in a sense too for Katie as well, just find your way, like you said, aim nothing, hit nothing,
Right. Yeah, because Xialing, I keep saying Ziling, but it's Xialing. She was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You know, and I love the fact that while Wen Wu was training Shang to be this top-notch assassin,
she's just like, oh
yeah, she did it on her own, you know. Sisters are
that's badass
for themselves. Shout out to Annie Lennox and the late great Aretha Franklin here. But he basically turned his back on her for the fact, like she said, I remind him too much of mom. But then come to find out, it was your son that should have reminded you a lot about your wife, you know, because there's some things that happen. But I really enjoyed her as a character, and I hope we get to see more of her, in which I got a feeling we will.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know, and she was just badass with her weapon, man. That I guess I don't know the technical term of it, but I just like to call it the Gogo Yabari weapon. Because you remember she had the spear part, the pointed part, but then she also had the mace part of it later in the movie.
Yeah,
where she was just whipping ass on everybody with it, you know. So she was dope as hell. You know, Xialing was dope. And dogs agree. The dogs do agree. You know,
corgis barks up.
Their favorite part, their favorite character.
Oh, one more about Michelle Yeoh as Auntie Nan. Oh my God, she was just beautiful. That woman just still has it, man. I just saw her in Gunpowder Milkshake, where she just kicked so much ass, and then in this movie, she continues to kick so much ass. She is so graceful and she is just she's badass, and I wouldn't mind getting my ass beat by her because she's just so lovingly cool about it.
She's very cool.
Oh man, you know, and my speculation was when they showed her in the trailers, I was like, oh, maybe she's the dragon protector, you know, that Shang-Chi had to fight in order to prove his worth. And then come to find out I was completely wrong, and I was happy about that. Like I said, this is it's a typical yet not typical martial arts film, you know, and you got to give credit to I think I hope I'm saying his name right. Destin Daniel Cretton or Cretton. I don't know. I think it's Cretton who was the writer, and he also helped write the screenplay. You know, he truly understands the characters, and he went for it. So Michelle Yeoh, loved her. One of the best parts of that damn movie, next to Tony Leung, who just owned that goddamn movie.
Just a badass, man. Like, I know we keep saying it over and over, but dude was a badass.
What was his little thing's name?
Oh, Morris. Shout out to Morris. Morris, man, when you see Morris, I swear to you, if they don't make a Morris plush doll, something's wrong with Marvel. They don't like making money. Because I know I was looking at on YouTube, there's Shang-Chi merchandise toys. You can get the 10 rings that actually shoot rings. You can get the bow staff that Shang-Chi used to fight. I'm like, look at this. Where's Morris? Morris the chicken pig, as Katie called it. That's a chicken pig.
I mean, that's not far off, man. Let's be real.
Oh, yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, this is not a spoiler. I believe it's in the new trailers now. The return of Trevor Slattery, aka Sir Ben Kingsley, one of the greatest actors of our time.
AKA the Mandarin.
The Mandarin makes a triumphant return, quoting the play that he was known for, Macbeth, and the knock scene, which was probably one of the dopest moments in Macbeth, other than Lady Macbeth being a complete and Macbeth being a complete wuss. So he comes back and does what he does best. He gives you comic relief, but he just makes you feel for him. You know, like you're just glad he's there. You know, because you have if you not into it, I recommend, it's on Disney Plus. Go watch All Hail the King.
Yep.
Go and watch Iron Man 3. Just go and watch it. Even if you hate it, go back and watch it. Then watch All Hail the King, and then watch Shang-Chi, and I guarantee you it all makes sense. It will all make sense. What you hated for as a troll pays off. It comes together. Just go and do it. Trust me on this, guys. Have I ever steered y'all wrong? Think about that. Has any of these reviews we've done steered you wrong? I mean, besides 365 days, which I completely hated, but every woman just got their little draws in a bunch, bro. You know, but hey, that's neither here nor there.
But I digress.
I digress hardcore. And I guess, you know, with all the love, we've talked about the bad, we've talked about the good. I think this is one of Marvel's better films. I personally think this. No, it is not the Dark World, nowhere near the Dark World. I like to put it in the Doctor Strange category. You know, I think people look at Doctor Strange like, oh yeah, it was good. I think Doctor Strange was a damn good movie. And this is where I put Shang-Chi. So it's in my top 10.
Best tier?
Huh?
Best tier?
Oh, best tier?
Yes.
What's my best tier? You ask me?
Best tier.
No, I guess we might as well start saying, give us our ratings, right? So we're going in tiers. I would say it's in the B tier.
All right.
So if you're playing Devil May Cry, it's beautiful. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with that. Chris, what tier do you put Shang-Chi in?
I agree, the B tier. That's
B tier.
Yeah.
Okay, Dave.
I'm gonna give it wow, excuse me. I'm going with the A tier, man.
A tier, okay.
I'm a big fan of like martial arts movies and all that.
Right. Okay,
so
awesome.
I'm throwing in the A tier.
Okay.
I don't want to say S, you know, the quote God tier, but
right.
I will say it was cool. The action, everything got me, you know.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
Hey.
I'm throwing in the A tier.
Okay, so A, B, B. That's a great fucking movie. We're not saying it's D. It's not disastrous. We're not saying C or anything like that. I think we've given it high marks. And with those high marks, making sure. Do you recommend Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings, to those who are viewing it? Should they go see it? And also, should they go to the theaters? Or should they just wait for Disney Plus or to rent it on TV?
Look, I would say if you are comfortable right now heading to the theater, please go check it out. Like, I don't know, I'm a big fan still of hitting these big releases on the big screen. You know, if you are comfortable going out there, go check it out. If not, you got like a month and a half or something before you can catch it on your Disney Plus and everything.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're cool with going out there, checking it out and everything, you know, feel like you're safe, all that, go do it. It was cool.
Chris?
I say if you're on the Marvel train, yes, it keeps the ride going. If you're just a casual fan, you just want to watch what's important to the main storyline, I think it will be. You might not have to go to theater, but watch it when it comes out on Disney Plus. But I mean, if you just want to look for a good movie to watch, I mean, I liked it. I really did. The action, the story, the comedy.
Awesome. And as for me, I say go see it. Wear a mask. Go enjoy it. Go on days when you know the theater's not packed, where it's you and that one guy who's just always there because
if you got a random, for some reason, afternoon or morning off in your crazy work schedule, go do it then. Yeah.
I mean, support it. Now, I'm not going to pull this, hey, black people support it like you support Black Panther bullshit. No. Go see it because it's fun. It's an enjoyable film. It pushes Phase 4 along nicely. There's 2 post-credit scenes.
I was gonna say that too.
That middle one,
just make sure
you stay. Now that middle one tells you where it's going next.
Yes.
That second one tells you where it's going.
Tells
next.
You, yeah. I was going to say
it's going next. So I personally say go check out Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings. It is a good film. It's a great film. Okay, and it's not one of those where we're not getting paid by Marvel. Would we be doing this if we were paid by Marvel?
We're just three dudes.
We're just
doing things.
Yeah, three dudes who said, you know what? We're going to the theater. We're gonna go see something fun. And guess what? We got more than that. It was very enjoyable. So take your family. They'll love it. I mean, Morris is the price of admission alone. You know, the price of admission alone. So definitely go check it out. Woo!
Up next,
Eternals. Then after that, Spider-Man, No Way Home, and we're going to do reviews on that. We're going to see those. We are definitely gonna go do reviews on those. But we are, yeah. Go Web. Fly. Go Web, go. But ladies and gentlemen, you have come to the end of the review. As usual, we want to thank you every time for checking us out. You know the drill. You know how I always say this. Hit that red subscribe button. If you have not done that, I'm not going to say shame on you, but go ahead and hit that red subscribe button. It'll only take a second. Give us a blue thumbs up. Blue thumbs are always cool, and they help with the YouTube algorithm. Also, that little bell that's next to subscribe, hit that. Turn the notifications to all. You'll be notified every time we drop a movie review or Geek Table Talk or my new little segment, Story Time with Anthony, which, is getting a little traction. Some people think it's nice, so I'm going to continue doing those. And also, we're still on the road to 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 views. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Help me help you enjoy this crazy year.
Come on,
2021.
Bruce. Come on.
Yeah, we're on the road to it. Help me help you get to 2022 and probably get a little chunk of change by doing these videos. And yes, the money's great. Not saying it's really great, but I do enjoy doing these because, well, hey, what else can I do? Rob a bank? No, that's not going to happen. No. So
anyway.
So thank you once again, everybody, for checking out our review on Shang-Chi and The Legend of the Ten Rings. We really hope you enjoyed. Really hope you go see it. And in the comments, ladies and gentlemen, please let us know what you thought about the movie if you went see it. If you haven't seen it and you want to wait, too late. You watched it. Womp womp. We didn't give any spoilers. The return of Trevor Slattery is all-knowing. And yeah, that's about it. So until next time, y'all know what y'all need to do. We are still in this broken Panasonic tape deck, ladies and gentlemen. With a little bit of love, make sure you wash your hands, you wash your feet, you wash your ass, wear a damn mask, get vaccinated. You know this. Come on. Protect yourselves, protect the ones you love, protect those around you. So, thank you to Mr. Christopher McNabb. Take a bow, good sir. Thank you. Saints fan for life.
Yes.
And the one and only Mr. David Welcher. He is a man. He is the master of fisticuffs. What the hell is a fisticuff? I don't understand
sometimes I put cuffs on my fist.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe my cuff links registered deadly weapons. If you know where the term fisticuffs come from, please put it in the comments. I don't feel like Googling. Teach me so I can be a better person. So until next time, everybody, please stay safe.